B.J. Fogg's Tiny Habits, The Small Changes That Change. Everything is a transformative book that redefines the process of behavior change. Unlike conventional wisdom that emphasizes willpower, motivation, and discipline, Fogg presents a research-backed system that makes habit formation simple, sustainable, and even enjoyable. Drawing from years of research at Stanford's Behavior Design Lab, Fogg has developed an approach that allows individuals to create lasting habits without struggle or frustration. His method is built on the idea that small, effortless changes lead to big transformations over time. This summary will explore the core principles of the Tiny Habits method, practical strategies for implementation, and a personal review of why this book stands out in the crowded field of self-improvement literature. Part 1. Why traditional habit formation fails. Most people struggle with habit formation because they rely too heavily on motivation and willpower. Traditional advice often suggests setting ambitious goals, pushing through difficulties, and staying disciplined. However, this approach is deeply flawed for several reasons. Motivation is inconsistent. It fluctuates based on emotions, energy levels, and external circumstances. People may feel highly motivated one day and completely drained the next. Willpower is limited. Even the most disciplined individuals experience moments of weakness. When willpower runs out, habits collapse. Big goals can feel overwhelming. When habits feel difficult, they lead to procrastination and discouragement rather than progress. Fogg argues that the key to lasting habit change is removing friction and making habits as easy as possible. Instead of setting ambitious goals that demand high effort, he advocates for starting tiny, which ensures that new behaviors feel effortless and automatic. Part 2. The Tiny Habits Method. Fogg's Tiny Habits method is built on 3 foundational principles. Anchor the habit to an existing behavior. Make the habit incredibly small. Celebrate immediately 1. Anchor the habit to an existing behavior. One of the most effective ways to create a new habit is by linking it to something you already do regularly. This removes the need for reminders or extra effort because the habit becomes part of an existing routine. For example, if someone wants to build a habit of flossing, they should attach it to brushing their teeth. After I brush my teeth, I will floss 1 tooth. If someone wants to start doing push-ups, they can anchor it to a daily activity. After I use the bathroom, I will do 1 push-up. By attaching habits to familiar actions, they become easier to remember and integrate into daily life. 2. Make the habit incredibly small. Most people fail at forming habits because they aim too high from the beginning. Fogg's approach is to start with a tiny version of the habit that is so small it feels impossible to fail. For example, instead of committing to a full meditation session, start with 1 deep breath. Instead of reading an entire book, start with 1 sentence. Instead of drinking 8 glasses of water, start with 1 sip. The key idea is that small actions build momentum. Once a person takes a single step, they are naturally inclined to continue. A person who intends to floss only 1 tooth will often floss all of them. Someone who plans to do 1 push-up will likely do more. The process eliminates resistance and makes starting easier. 3. Celebrate immediately. One of the most overlooked aspects of habit formation is the role of positive emotions. Fogg emphasizes that habits are formed through feelings, not repetition. The more enjoyable a habit feels, the more likely a person is to continue doing it. To reinforce new habits, he suggests celebrating small wins immediately after completing them. This could be as simple as smiling and saying, "Good job," mentally giving oneself a high five, feeling a sense of pride for completing the action. The celebration does not have to be extravagant. The goal is to create a positive emotional association with the habit, which strengthens the brain's desire to repeat it. Part 3. How tiny habits lead to big transformations. Starting with tiny habits does not mean staying small forever. Fogg explains how small behaviors naturally grow over time and lead to significant changes in 3 key ways. 1. Natural expansion of the habit. When a habit becomes easy and automatic, people naturally do more. Someone who commits to 1 push-up often does 5 or 10. A person who reads 1 sentence often reads a full page or chapter. Drinking 1 sip of water can lead to consuming more throughout the day. Growth happens effortlessly because the initial action lowers psychological resistance. 2. Increased confidence and identity change. Success with small habits builds confidence. People begin to see themselves in a new light. A person who does 1 push-up starts to feel like someone who exercises. A person who reads 1 sentence starts to identify as a reader. A person who drinks 1 sip of water begins to believe they are health conscious. This shift in identity creates motivation for further improvement. 3rd, ripple effect on other areas of life. Small habit changes do not exist in isolation. They create a ripple effect that influences other behaviors. Drinking more water may lead to eating healthier foods. Taking deep breaths may lead to reduced stress and better focus. Practicing gratitude may lead to a more positive outlook on life. Fogg's approach focuses on success breeding more success. The more people accomplish, the more they feel capable of tackling bigger challenges. Part 4. Breaking bad habits. Just as small changes can help build good habits, they can also be used to eliminate bad ones. Fogg provides several strategies for breaking unwanted behaviors. 1. Make bad habits more difficult. To weaken a bad habit, increase friction, or make it inconvenient to perform. Moving a phone away from the bed can reduce late-night scrolling. Deleting junk food delivery apps can discourage unhealthy eating. Keeping the TV remote in another room can help reduce screen time. When something becomes harder to do, people are less likely to continue doing it. 2. Replace bad habits with tiny good ones. Instead of simply stopping a bad habit, replace it with a small positive action. Instead of stress eating, take 1 deep breath. Instead of mindlessly scrolling on social media, read 1 sentence of a book. Replacing a habit removes the psychological void that often makes quitting difficult. 3. Redesign the environment. The environment plays a significant role in habit formation. Fogg suggests making small tweaks to surroundings to encourage better choices. If someone wants to stop drinking soda, they should remove it from their fridge. If someone wants to reduce TV watching, they should unplug the television after dinner. By modifying the environment, good habits become effortless, and bad habits become less tempting. Final thoughts. Why this book is a game-changer, BJ. Fogg's Tiny Habits offers a refreshing and science-backed perspective on habit formation. Unlike books that emphasize discipline and motivation, Fogg presents a practical and effective system that works with human psychology rather than against it. What makes this book stand out? Practical and actionable. The strategies can be implemented immediately. Science-backed, based on years of behavioral research at Stanford, encourages self-compassion, focuses on small wins rather than guilt or pressure. Fun and enjoyable, the emphasis on celebration makes the process rewarding. Criticism of the book. Some readers may feel that the examples provided in the book are too small. However, this is intentional, as Fogg's approach is to start tiny and build from there. Additionally, the book does not explore motivation for achieving large goals in depth, as its focus is purely on habit formation. Overall, Tiny Habits is an outstanding guide for anyone looking to create lasting positive changes in an easy, stress-free way. It is highly recommended for those who have struggled with traditional habit-building methods. Want more book summaries like this? Like and subscribe to Book Summerix. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Drop a comment below. What's your biggest money lesson? See you in the next video.